something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair, and I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you, and I'm wondering what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep the smile from my face. Losing control, yeah, I'm all over the place. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. When you started out with nothing and you found that you're a self-made man, and your friends they all come crawling, slap you on the back and say, please, please. Trying to make some sense of it all, but I can see it makes no sense at all. Is it cool to go to sleep on the floor? 'Cause I don't think that I can take anymore. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
What does it take to win on Sunday? Conventional wisdom will tell you that races are won in the pits. Think about this. When the top drivers are separated by fractions of a second, time is king. And there's only one place to make up boatloads of time: pit road. These guys are rock stars. They earn their steak dinner. When 1 second could mean the difference between first and 20th, the math adds up. Do you take 2 tires or 4? Do you short fill the tank? Do you play it safe or shoot the moon?
I'm going for it, Hill. I'm running out.
These are mission control decisions. You can come in first and leave 10th because of one lug nut. What does it take to win on Sunday? It takes all hands on deck. It takes engineers and mechanics and enough stats to make a tax return look as easy as ABC. It takes a team and a fearless driver who fight for every lap.
We got this one, baby, finally!
That's what it takes to win on Sunday.
Welcome to another Pony Express broadcast by Mark Dillon Jr. Let us start this show by bowing our heads for a quick prayer. Thank you, Lord, for another day of doing what we love. For this gathering of sim racers, and for the chance to pretend to be real race car drivers. We ask that you watch over these sim racers and their families as they gather together to enjoy the hobby of sim racing. May their spouses and children enjoy dinner, bath times, Netflix, and bedtime stories without them. May their calibration stay true, their racing rigs hold together, and their connections stay strong. May they treat each other with respect, avoid bogus black flags, and nail some green flag pit stops. May they return every night to see their friends and teammates, to click drive one more time, and to partake in the camaraderie that comes with being a part of the sim racing community. Father, we also ask that you guide and protect our veterans and their families as they make sacrifices so that we are able to spend a few hours in front of our computers trying to be like the king or the intimidator. And lastly, may we all have fun, win or lose, in your name. Amen. Now please rise and remove your hats as we join a fellow sim racer for his version of the Star Spangled Banner on guitar.
get your motor running. Head out on the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes our way. Hey, yeah, driving, gonna make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. I like smoking lightning, heavy metal thunder, racing with the wind, and the feeling now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Pony Express Broadcast Network coming to you live for a second night in a row. We're at Bomb Squad Racing for the Drunken Cow Jerky Thursday Night Cup Series. The chase is underway. This is race number 3, live from Dover. Joining me in the booth tonight, I've got DJ Curtis. DJ, how you doing tonight?
I've been doing pretty good here. Still have a bit of a cough from last week, but otherwise, yeah, it's going to be exciting to see Dover here, known as the Monster Mile here, this mile oval here. What do you expect to see the challenges today?
Man, it looks like we're going to have about 16, 17 cars take the green flag. I think the toughest thing that we're going to see here at Dover tonight, it's going to be hard to pass. And also, if we do get green flag pit stops, that could be a little tricky getting onto that pit road.
Yeah, I agree with that. That transitioning is rather tough though, so you have to get on the brakes. Don't try not to lock them up because you might miss your stall or that pit road entrance, and that costs you a lot of time on the racetrack there. So yeah, I think that transitioning is going to be rough for some drivers. Some might go in there too fast where they might self-spin. So yeah, that'll definitely be one of the challenges we'll see in a run.
Looking at the lineup tonight, Chevy Chase with the pole. Axel Foley, who you heard doing the national anthem, will be on the outside pole. I'm a little surprised here. Rick Johnson was dominant in practice, and he's going to be starting in P6. So perhaps a little bobble in qualifying for Rick Johnson.
Yeah, certainly so though. Yeah, you were right about Rick Johnson being fast in practice. Not so much in the qualifying. Maybe he might have a race setup into play that might help him up in this longer run here. Like I said, if we ever get a green flag run in, I think Rick Johnson could be one to look out for.
Like I said, this is the race number 3 in the chase for the Cup. Points coming into the night, Terry Scott is the points leader. He'll be starting in P5. He is 2 points ahead of Texan, who will be starting in P3. And then our pole sitter, Chevy Chase, is sitting in 3rd, 9 points out. So only the 3rd race of the chase. Points are still very tight. Anybody has a chance to win that helmet trophy and the championship ring and the 5 flavors of jerky from DrunkenCowJerky.com.
Yeah, you're indeed right. And you notice actually, when you pay attention to the qualifying results, only 8 of them qualified out of the 19 cars, even though technically 2 of us don't really count since we're in the booth, obviously. So, but yeah, only 8 of them qualified there. So I'm not quite sure why the others didn't qualify. Maybe they're a bit scared of the conditions, or maybe they're just getting ready for the race setup. Maybe didn't focus on qualifying too much.
Well, let's do our pre-race predictions. I'll let you go first. Who do you think's gonna bring it home in victory lane tonight?
Well, we saw Terry Scott in victory lane last time around. I don't think he'll win 2 in a row, but I think my personal pick will be Rick Johnson. I think he was fastest, like you mentioned. He was the fastest in practice. Maybe not the best qualifying effort for the 193 there, but I think Rick Johnson has a good shot at winning here today. He's good at tire saving. He's on a wheel too. If you didn't know that, he used to be on a keyboard months back, and he's certainly one of the more improved drivers in the community that I've seen around for quite some time.
Alright, and I'm going to go a little outside of the box. I'm going to pick somebody who I've never picked before. I'm going to go with Chris Hart for the win. He was very strong in first practice, and here he is leading Happy Hour.
Yeah, he's around a 22.858. Hopefully, you got to get consistent laps in the long runs here. So you think tire wear is going to be a huge issue here? Because in my opinion, I think that's going to be a major issue like it was at New Hampshire earlier last week there. So I think Dover's very known for its tire, eating up the tires to be exact. And, well, Chris Hart obviously leading that practice. Rick Johnson, you notice, as second quickest right now. And I think we also noticed a new driver there, Joey Murphy. They're in 8th quickest there. Maybe not the fastest, but certainly we're going to see how he does in his debut.
You know, I don't want to be pessimistic, but Dover is just such a tough track. Hopefully we have green flag stops tonight, but I think cautions are going to come into play more than tire wear and green flag stops tonight.
I think we'll have to wait and see, depending on the setups for these drivers here. Some will have loose setups, some will have really tight ones too. So we might see some drivers push out of turn 4. I think a lot of them are going to smack that turn 4 wall, especially there. So keep an eye on that. Some might not let off in time, so they might run into each other.
Here we go. Happy hour is over. Gonna get this race underway. Want to remind the viewers that Bomb Squad Racing uses a one mulligan policy. What that means is the first 5 laps of the race, if we have any mechanical failures or cautions,
To your cars.
then we will restart the race one time. As drivers are being called to their cars on pit road, I want to give a shout out to Bruce Fallon for painting up that Pony Express pace car.
It's a beauty.
Oh, also, another shout out. BSR, Rusty, the Medicine Chest, up there in White Bear Lake, Minnesota, the sponsor of the Polar Bear 500. I want to give a shout out to him for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. It looks like he is not in the field tonight, but he was in the field last night. We had a chance to speak to him, and it was good to see him back on the track.
I wish I was there yesterday, but I was busy with other things. How did that race go?
It was a little shaky for the first half of the race, but we ended the race under green and had green flag pit stops. Yeah, the second half of the race was with green. It was good.
Usually the first half is kind of the shakiest part of the race, though. It's just you have to get into a rhythm, and I think that's probably maybe one of the hardest things to do in a track. Because if you don't get a green flag run, you can't really get into a proper rhythm there, and drivers that might be better off in the long run definitely want to see that. Like just a definite green flag run there. Pit stops, all of that, they know what they need to do, and that causes a lot of good strategies around too.
Yeah, overall it was a good race at Las Vegas.
That's good to hear then.
It was Kilojoules brought home the victory. Started on the pole, brought home the win. Let's see if Chevy Chase can do the same thing tonight as the pace car is off, and we're going to get this race underway.
Yep, see, they're all double file there. Hopefully nobody jumps that start. They don't want a black flag to begin with. But here they come. Green flag is out in the air. BSR Chevy Chase leads us down to the green flag.
Great start for Chevy and Axel Foley. Everybody else perhaps still pulling the seatbelts tight.
Might have had some wheel spin. I think some might have started in first gear. Maybe just not enough grip for their cars in the early half there. You see a couple of them kind of bottled up near the mid-pack range, but otherwise Chevy Chase with a great restart there, or a great start to be exact there. I do agree with that, but I think tire spin's going to be a bit of an issue here, especially in a short run here. So we're going to have to wait and see how things will turn out.
Oh, and Terry Scott gets by Texan, takes over P3. Looks like Rick Craddock P5. Rick Johnson still back there in P6 where he started.
Yeah, we do have to remember some drivers might be a bit conservative in this early half of the race here. I think they're going to want to see where the tires are going to kick in here. Some will waste their tires more often, similar to New Hampshire. Like, you expect to see those that are better off in the short run maybe fade a lot more in the longer run here. So they might get freight trained maybe 20 or 30 laps in, maybe possibly, depending on how much the tires they've worn out.
Terry Scott has caught Axel Foley Everybody tightening up to these two after they had such good starts there, as we are coming to, we're going to start lap 5 at the line. If the whole field completes lap 5, this race will be official.
Yep, no returning back there.
Looks like for the most part, everybody's single file. At least as far back as I can see. Rick Craddock, though, looking low on Texan for P4. As they are coming to the line and complete lap 5. Will everybody make it? Last night they wrecked coming to the line with after half of the field had completed lap 5, and they wrecked in the back, and so they did have to use the mulligan. But looks like everybody makes it tonight. We are good. This race is official. And man, look at that that rear chase camera of you see Axel Foley.
Oh, caution's
there.
out. There's a caution on the track. It's Chris Hart.
I jinxed him.
I think so. I don't know if he might have self-spun there, but we're not quite sure. But the caution is out, and it's still BSR Chevy Chase as your leader here. He's led all 7 laps of the event so far. But yeah, already a rocky start for Chris Hart there. It looks like he's got maybe some flats possibly, or he's just trying to get the car going. But I think the wheel spin definitely kicking in yet again.
I was just getting ready to say that Axel Foley and that flip-flop paint job is really putting in some work under here at Dover. It's looking really good tonight. But let's head over to the caution rewind screen and see what happened to Chris Hart.
The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came up...
Here we go, taking a look at Chris Hart. He's right there behind Momo and Magoo. Oh, and it looks like he just breaks free right behind Momo. And yeah, plants that front end in the outside wall. Everybody able to avoid him. We are running moderate damage. Hopefully he doesn't have too much front end damage. But
I think it's just a kiss, but I want to bet you that I think he was trying to brake because he saw Momo kind of slow down. And I bet you Hart has a better entry speed in terms of entry, and I think he just hit the brakes just a tad there. The car stepped out underneath him, and he smacked the wall there as a result.
Meanwhile, it looks like Terry Scott stays out, grabs a bonus point. He is your points leader in this Thursday night chase. He's going to grab a bonus point, and I assume he'll head down pit road now.
Yeah, I think he wanted to get that bonus point out of the way there so he doesn't have to worry too much later on in the event. And Magoo's going to be, looks like, the leader coming out there. Pockets right there behind him. Looks like we got Rick Craddock in that 3rd spot now. You see more cars coming in. Jimmy Dale's one of them. Looks like Hot Rod as well. As the field's still rather tame there. I mean, we only had 1 spin there, but luckily that 12 car didn't get plowed, or the 112 to be exact, didn't get plowed.
So bonus point for Magoo. Man, Terry Scott is gonna, he gave up a lot of track position for 1 point. I don't know.
It's a lot of it too.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna go. This is a decent sized field, and it's not easy to pass here. But
Probably will come out 14th there once he gets, if he doesn't get a black, that is.
It is very early in the race, though, so he's got lots of, 150 laps to get that track position back.
Yeah, just have to wait and see. Traffic's a big issue here at Dover. It's such a narrow track, if you want to be exactly honest here, in terms of passing. Like you said, it's hard to pass here at Dover. You just have to wait for someone to make a mistake here. And it looks like Magoo might try and come in. I think he did the same thing that Terry Scott did, is just try to get that bonus point in so it can be set up for, just gain a point, simply put.
And this is going to get interesting. Pocket's going to stay out here. He's going to grab a bonus point, but he is going to be stuck in the lead with 10-lap old tires, trying to hold off this field.
It looks like the pace car lights are off, so we will be going green this time around. They are double file, and it looks like Pockets chose that inside line. I think that's definitely going to be the third line on the restart there. You don't want to be stuck up high there. There's not much grip up there. It's not where the fact where you can get loose. It's just, you just lose so much grip there. You just can't get the car turning.
So here we go. He's got 10 laps, older tires, and even without the tires, he was running half a second slower than these guys. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're going to find out right now how hard it is to pass.
Old tires versus new tires here. I think they're going to try maybe go for that risk strategy there. Maybe just experimenting. So that could be a good thing. It has its perks there. But yeah, BSR Pockets staying out there, like you mentioned. Rick Craddock now second. So those are the top two as of the moment there. Chevy Chase pole sitter third. Axel Foley fourth, and Texan rounding out your top five. Pace car is off, and we will be going green here in just a moment.
Good start for Pockets, but also a very good start
Oh,
for Chevy.
more trouble in the
Axel
back
Foley.
there. Hard around again, and that's got Hot Rod in the caution. Back out again on the track there. Looks like we definitely saw some wheel spin kick in there, probably near the back there. I think that's gonna be the case there. I think, like I said, that's been a bit of an issue there on restarts. It's just a wheel spin. I've driven Dover myself, and wheel spin is definitely one of the worst things to happen.
Looked like Axel Foley spun the tires and got the accordion effect in that high line, and apparently Hot Rod took the worst of it in the back.
Yeah, but I think it's just minimal damage done to those two cars there, so I don't think much really. It's not really going to affect them that much in the race. They just got to put maybe some Ford sticker tires there, and they'll be set.
Now we'll see if Pockets decides to pit here. And it looks like he stays out.
They did barely get into a run with those tires there. I mean, they did just do a restart, and well, they didn't even get past the first corner to go green there, but they raced a bit ways back. But I think, yeah, staying out, they barely had any wear on the tires there, so I think they're just going to wait and see how this goes.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of fuel window we're looking at here tonight, but Pockets is going to be definitely on a different fuel window. He's going to have, 10 to 15 laps less fuel than everybody else who made that pit stop. Looks like Rick Johnson on that restart was able to get up into P5. He got by Axel Foley.
Yeah, a bit of a rocky start here so far. Yeah, with those restarts, you think we're gonna have another one just like that? That similar case there, we might have an accordion effect yet again.
And cautions breed cautions. It happened last night. Several cautions that came out on restarts. As we see, Pockets does head down pit road. Rick Craddock will be the leader. I believe Rick Craddock only has right side tires, so I believe that's how he got around these guys to get into first place after those first round of pit stops.
Looks like they're double file, even though it's technically not the one to go yet, but I think they're just trying to get themselves set up there. So we definitely know what Rick Craddock's line is going to be. It's going to be the inside line. But yeah, Nelly's been kind of quiet there. You notice that 103 there running in 6th. But yeah, there's a couple drivers that are kind of in that top 10 that could make their way to the top 5 potentially if we get ourselves a green flag run there. I'm not saying that they're necessarily the fastest cars, but they definitely could be better off in a longer stint.
Yeah, we'll see what Rick Craddock is able to do here with those two right side tires.
What kind of sponsors on that 22? I'm a bit curious there.
That's so that is ski. I believe it's a soda. We'll have to get well, I know it's a soda. We'll have to get a word with Rick Craddock later on in the race, but I know it's a soda. I don't know much about it other than that. His lights
That's
are out
the
on
livery
the
kind of showcases that, you know.
Yeah, I know he met up with Pockets not too long ago and gave Pockets a 12-pack of it. But yeah, I really don't know what it is.
It says it's a citrus soda made from orange and lemon juices manufactured by the Double Cola Company. I think that's what it says, so.
Yeah,
Huh.
so a citrus,
That makes sense.
a citrus, but with orange in it instead of not like Sprite or Mountain Dew.
Like there's the 1 to go signal there. Pace car is off. Rick Craddock will be leading us down for the restart here. BSR Chevy Chase on his outside. And looks like they're going to get themselves gathered around the straightaway, give themselves some space here. And let's go. We are back underway.
Chevy, great start. They are side by side for the lead.
Yeah, it looks like Chevy Chase holding that outside line really well there. And on the outside line, Chevy Chase is going to try and go. He goes way up the hill there. And Rick Craddock takes the lead back. Rick Johnson in third there. And Texan has dropped back to fourth. But Axel Foley sitting there in that fifth spot there. Quiet run for that 47 car. Certainly want to look out for there. Rick Johnson up the hill there a bit in turns number 1 and 2 there. Texan not too far behind.
Yeah, Chevy really drove it in there deep, and he had to get way out of it to keep it off the wall. Here comes Texan and Axel Foley, though. Axel thinking about looking low. He's not quite there yet.
I don't think that's the best entry there for the 47 there, because Nelly was able to get that center off that corner there out of turn 2. Nelly with the run, not able to get much from Foley there, so he's gonna lay back a bit.
Oh man, Texan is right there on Rick Johnson's bumper.
The top two's rather close though. Chevy Chase is not gonna give up without a fight here. Rick Craddock holding strong though for that lead. He's doing a great job defending his position there. But I think Chevy Chase is gonna be able to pass him sooner or later though. I think it's just a matter of when.
Everybody stretching it back out, single file, trying to get into a rhythm here, get some heat in these tires, and so far, it's nice to get this run going again. Let's see if we can have a long green flag run.
Oh, most certainly. That would be pretty cool to see. What drivers will move up, which ones will move down in the lineup.
Speaking of moving up or down, Terry Scott, he is up to P9. He's trying to work his way back through the field after giving up that track position on the first caution.
Yeah, I don't think those cautions really helped Terry Scott's case too much here, but he's like you said, running that 9th spot. He's trying to catch Brain Fade and Joey Murphy. Those two cars are not the best out there. They've been kind of mid-pack in practice and qualifying, so yeah, Terry Scott looking to try and get around both those two sooner or later.
Craddock still with a decent gap between him and Chevy Chase. And you got to go back a little bit farther to get to Rick Johnson and Texan. So Rick Johnson perhaps just conserving his tires, not showing the speed that we know he has.
Yeah, I think Rick Johnson's certainly one of those drivers you could really count as a dark horse in most races, or even just a top contender. He's most likely saving his tires. I think I know Rick pretty well now. He and I have similar driving styles, so he's one of the more conservative drivers in the circuit. Doesn't really like to get in a short run, but He's very much amazing in the long run here, so expect maybe those intervals to drop for Rick Johnson here once he catches those leaders possibly.
Here we are in the cockpit of that 93 car. We'll take a lap or two around over here and see how Rick Johnson is running this track. Looks like Chevy has closed in on Rick Craddock a little bit. Rick Johnson still sitting 1.3 seconds behind those guys.
Oh, look at the run Chevy Chase had out of turn 4. You saw him go way down at the bottom of the racetrack there. He had a great center off. And he's going to now try and do it again here. Looks like I think Rick Craddock might be struggling in that center of the corner there. You notice the 096 catching, and look how close he got there. Almost loosened up Rick Craddock there.
Craddock bounces it off the apron, able to hold on to.
He's right there. Chevy Chase is right there. Rick Johnson's not too far behind. He actually ran a lap faster than them. Those two are battling it out. So this is giving Rick Johnson an opportunity to probably pounce on those top two here. And same thing with Texan. Those two could be able to catch Chevy Chase and Craddock if those two keep battling it out. Because I think Craddock, like you said, is on the older tires.
Yeah, I believe Rick Craddock only took 2 tires on that pit stop, and caution's
out.
So those 2 tires are going to work out for Rick Craddock, as he's going to be able to get 4 new ones here.
Looks like Joey Murphy was one of the drivers that got involved in that caution. Not quite sure if it was like a 2-car wreck or so, but back end damage for the Wesco machine for Joey Murphy.
Alright, we're going to head over to the caution rewind screen, see what happened to bring this flag out while these guys make their pit stops.
Across this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot. And the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you'd care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you play pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, cause I think I'm better than you. The boy said, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet and you're gonna regret, cause I'm the best as ever been.
Here we go, taking a look at the replay. And it looks like he just breaks loose in front of Terry Scott. Ends up collecting Momo and Brain Fade.
The Brain Fade nowhere to go there.
Some hard hits for those guys, but this is moderate damage. They should be able to continue on with their race.
It doesn't look like anybody got clobbered too hard besides the 13 and the 49 there, but even so, like you said, moderate damage. That's not really going to kill their cars too much there. I mean, unless they flip over, I think pretty much they're going to be fine. It's just maybe get a bit looser there with that damage, possibly on the back end there.
Rick Craddock in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are we?
Hey, we're doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good tonight.
We saw you out there leading some laps, turning some good lap times, and DJ here had asked me what about the sponsor on your car, and I told him I thought it was a soda, and that was really all I know. So what can you tell us about your sponsor?
Well, yeah, it's a soda. It's I don't know. It's kind of in between a Mountain Dew and a Mellow Yellow. Just got a real good taste, and actually I actually gave a case of it to Pockets a while back, and I think now he's hooked. So I may have to be driving to Arkansas and delivering ski.
Now, whereabouts in the country can you find that soda?
Kentucky, I don't know, kind of pretty much anywhere central Kentucky, a little bit south. They're starting to branch out a little bit more and more here lately, but kind of in the south central part of Kentucky is where it kind of all started. That it used to be bottled in that area.
So it's more of like a localized drink or a state drink?
Well, Coca-Cola bought them out a while back, and so now that's the reason you're starting to see it a little bit more places.
So probably there'll be more exposure in the future there. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm doing all I can to help them.
Certainly doing a good job there. You were definitely holding off Chevy Chase for quite some time. You did an excellent job of defending your line there.
Yeah, I've got to get set up. I just got to be careful and take care of the tires and just trying to run smooth laps. A couple of times I got down on the apron, got a little loose, and let him get up to me. But just got to stay smooth, and I think I'll be okay.
Here we go, going back to green. We'll get you back up there. Good luck, Rick.
Thank you, guys.
Chevy's going to be your race leader on the inside. Rick Craddock will be on the outside. We're going to restart this race here. Lap number 35. Not sure what happened to our points leader, BSR Texan, but he's going to be restarting back in P14.
Isn't Terry Scott the points leader? I'm just...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Texan's second in points, but it's alright. We make mistakes like that, you know, but... Otherwise, coming to the green flag, BSR Chevy Chase will be our leader here, choosing the inside line. And here we go again. Another restart yet again. Chevy Chase spun the tires a bit there. And you see the field kind of bottling up near the mid-pack there. Rick Johnson trying to get on the move here. He's trying to get himself back into the top 5 there. But here comes Rick Craddock down on the inside of Chevy Chase. But Chase gets the momentum off of turn 2.
Look at this. Chris Hart apparently not too much damage. He's up into P4.
And
Chevy up in those marbles again. That's going to give the lead back to Rick Craddock. Chevy regains second place.
Not quite sure why he went up the hill there. I think he definitely overdrove that corner there, but that's the second time we've seen him go way up high there into that third corner. That's definitely not what you want to do with your tires either, so it's kind of the marbles area.
Look at this, Chris Hart charging back through the field. He wasn't even this far forward when he wrecked. So fourth place, this is the highest we've seen him so far tonight.
Yep, he's certainly doing a good job there recovering after that spin earlier in the race there. He's, like you said, running in that fourth spot, quietly running there. I think he's just going to wait and see what the action might unfold here between Folly and Chase there. Chevy Chase, like we mentioned, he went way up high into the marbles in turn 3 there. Luckily, he didn't hit that wall too hard. I don't think he even hit the wall at all, but yeah, quiet run for, also, like I mentioned earlier, Nelly in the 103 there, running in that top 5 spot, running in 5th.
Looking at Texan, he's picked up a couple spots. He's up to P12, and here comes Axel Foley looking low on Chevy. He's trying to take second. Not able to get there.
Yeah, Rick Craddock mentioned that he hit that apron a couple of times. You notice that kind of the bottom of that track there, so you definitely have to be careful of Dover hitting that, because that car will honestly either loosen up or two. You just trying to fight the control of the car there when it tightens up once you lose some handling of that race car there. So definitely you have to perfect that inside line there so you don't hit it, or trying to get a good run off the corner.
Rick Craddock starting to pull away.
Looks like they're coming towards lap traffic. Joey Murphy will yield up high there. So everybody's got to get around that 13 as quickly as possible. Murphy's not mean to hold up anybody, but the potential of lap cars getting in the way could hurt your chances or hurt your lap times there in terms of consistency and to getting a rhythm there. But looks like everybody's going to get around scot-free there. So Joey Murphy not having a good race so far here, struggling with that race car.
Well, it looks like we have lost SR5. He's being shown 9 laps down as Joey Murphy in position for the lucky dog should we get a caution. No movement on the track, everybody's still single file.
Though we thought Rick Craddock pulled away, Chevy Chase has reeled him back in again, so looks like Chevy Chase getting that car back up to speed here, so maybe that first restart lap wasn't the best for him, obviously the rockiest, but yeah, looks like BSR Chevy Chase is now going to try and hunt down Rick Craddock here. Foley running that 3rd spot, Hart in 4th, like you mentioned, he's doing a good job there, so Chris Hart could be a dark horse in actually winning this race here today.
Terry Scott and BSR Texan, 1st and 2nd in points. They are mired back in the middle of the field here. It's that hard to pass.
And no matter what setup you have, it's just the track itself, the nature of Dover. It's just everybody's so committed to that low line there. You just have to wait for somebody to make a mistake to take an opportunity there, or just try and get a good exit off the corner there. BSR SS Joba almost trying to get around Rick Johnson there, but not able to get so.
We saw Chris Hart close right up on Axel Foley's bumper. Not able to do anything though.
See Hart using that middle groove there. You see how much of a run he gets in that center and the exit. Watch. Oh, Foley made a mistake there, and that's a good opportunity for Chris Hart to get around that 47 down the inside into turn number 3. He's going to try and dive in a bit harder than that 47 to shove him up the hill there. And Chris Hart with a textbook pass there. He's up to P3.
That was a great move there for the 12th car.
He pressured him out of turn 2. Foley made that mistake, and Hart took advantage there. So definitely, he's been on a charge here, trying to catch the leaders now.
Looks like Joey Murphy has retired, so we have 15 cars left in the race, all of them on the lead lap.
Looks like BSR Chevy Chase there, now trying to use that middle groove up higher, trying to get a bit of an apex there in turns 1 and 2, not able to make it work there. He's going to be rather patient here. I think he's going to be one of those patient people that's going to wait for that 22 to make a mistake. Similar to what Chris Hart was doing earlier there. They're just going to run the race there, their own race here. They're going to wait to see how it goes. Rick Johnson now looking underneath Nelly for position. This is a battle for the top 5 here. And Johnson goes up the hill there, shoves Nelly up there. And Rick Johnson takes it away.
Now Terry Scott comes into the picture. He's going to try and get by Nelly. Still trying to make his way through the field. Texan now cracks the top 10.
Looks like Nelly's not that good into a short run here, in this long run here, because everybody else has kind of been stampeding at 103 there. Like we saw Rick Johnson pass him. Terry Scott now on the door there, trying to, or almost on the door there, trying to get past Nelly there. But looks like, yeah, like you said, getting in traffic, stuck in traffic is just such a huge obstacle here at Dover. You just literally have to wait for someone to mess up there, or you just have to outrun them in terms of speed, or in terms of speed and tire wear.
50 laps have come and gone. Let's see who's run the fastest lap of the night. It looks like it is the 144 of BSR Magoo, followed by Chris Hart and then Rick Craddock for the fastest laps of the night.
Looks like Magoo might have utilized those fresh tires to his advantage there, so Magoo kind of struggling on the track right now, actually, as you see SS Joba now trying to catch. But it looks like we've got ourselves another caution on the track here, and Rick Craddock still remains as your leader.
Alright, caution is out here on lap number 52. That was approximately around 20 laps of green flag race. These guys are definitely going to be ready for some fresh tires. Let's head over to the caution rewind screen and find out what happened.
Down here, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold, but if you lose, the devil gets your soul. opened up his case and he said, "I'll start this show." And fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. And he pulled the bow across the strings and it made an evil hiss. And then a band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this.
Alright, here we go. Taking a look at the replay. It's the 54 Momo. It just breaks sideways, coming out of 4, spins it down the straightaway, punts the nose into the inside wall.
It's a lot of left side damage, left front damage to that 54 there. That was a pretty big hit there for BSR Momo there, but I think they're able to keep that car going there. That was, like you said, you got just snapped loose off of turn 4. These cars are just getting a lot looser and looser. Maybe some snaps are gradually getting looser, some are getting tighter there, but yeah, that was a big hit for BSR Momo there, but looks like they're going to get some 4 fresh sticker tires there for his car, and he'll be able to keep on going.
Looks like Joba stayed out there, got a bonus point for leading the lap. Now Hot Rod, you're going to stay out there and do the same thing.
Looks like Hot Rod and Jimmy Dale stayed out. I think they were trying to get that bonus point in, and I think they're going to be pitting this time around. So, yep, Hot Rod signal, he's coming in. Jimmy Dale most likely will do the exact same thing, so that will give the lead back to BSR Chevy Chase there, with Rick Craddock second, Axel Foley in third, possibly if those two pit in front of him.
Here we go. I expect the lights will go out this time. And they do, so we're going to go back to green flag racing here. Lap number 57. It's going to be Chevy on the inside, Rick Craddock on the outside. Still got Axel Foley and Chris Hart in third and fourth.
You see the top 2 points next to each other, BSR Texan and Terry Scott there. Terry Scott obviously the points leader, but it's a small margin in terms of the point standings here. It's rather tight from first on down, but I think rather first through third, it's pretty close in the single digits there. BSR Chevy Chase -9 of the leader.
Chevy with a great start, going to lead him off into turn number 1. Rick Craddock drops down to the low line.
Axel Foley files on that inside line. Chris Hart fighting back on the top side there. Same thing with Rick Johnson. He's trying to get around Nelly there. Hart way up behind the track there. Here they come into turn 3. Hart still strong on that outside lane there. Impressive run. Or that 112 car, the 12 car you see on the screen there. Rick Johnson still on that outside groove there. As Axel Foley's going to dive in turn number 1 there. But Chevy Chase with the lead yet again. Rick Craddock starting right behind him. He's going to try and run him down yet again.
Axel Foley gets by Chris Hart, takes over P3. Now everybody being shown single file.
feel like the 096 and just the 22 are just so dang good on this track so far. Those two have been the cars to look out for in this race. Terry Scott and Texan, like we mentioned earlier, those are the top two contenders so far in the point standings. They're kind of mired back in traffic yet again. These two haven't really gone up to the front as much today, so do we expect them to see them maybe up in maybe potentially P1 or 2 or maybe the top 5 later on?
Axel Foley closing in on Rick Craddock.
Able to get that center of the corner there, but not the exit. Chevy Chase had a great run off of turn 4 there to end lap number 61. And here comes Craddock. He looked low for a moment, decided to do better and back off from Chevy Chase there, but definitely showing this 22 indicating that his car may be faster than that 096 machine.
Alright, things are green and clean. Let's head over to our first commercial of the night. Here's some Drunken Cow Jerky for you. We'll be right back.
I'm Matthew JC. JC All-Stars here. This is Drunken Cow Jerky. This is the best jerky in all the land. Trust me.
It's all a lie. You feel this fight. That's just more fuel for you. Don't lose your mind. It's worth your strife. Take hold. It's all for you.
And we're back. That was the BSR sponsor, DrunkenCowJerky.com. Be sure to head over there and place your order today.
Yeah, back up front though, BSR Chevy Chase still maintaining that lead over Rick Craddock there. Axel Foley still sitting in the third spot. Got a little bit loose off of turn 4. You might have seen wiggle that car just a bit there. Chris Hart hounding that 47 in that 4th spot though. Chris Hart is again going to be on that 47's bumper. Those two seem inseparable here in this race so far. Rick Johnson quietly running in the 5th position there. Texan 6th there. Terry Scott, those two are pretty much inseparable as well, running 6th and 7th there. SS Joba running in 8th, Nelly 9th, and BSR Momo is in 10th there. That's your top 10 right now as Chris Hart looks underneath that 47 there. Looks like Hart hit the apron there, but off of turn 2, Hart has the advantage.
Oh, and Chris Hart is spinning.
Into the wall he goes. Caution out on the track there. Looks like we saw another classic case from Chris Hart. Definitely not the first time he spun, but again, that's a trouble corner he's had. It's just turn 3 and the entrance there. I think he might have hit the brakes there again, but let off. Either that, the car just simply snapped around there.
Alright, so here we are. Caution on lap number 70. We do not need to go to the caution rewind as we were able to see that unfold live right in front of our eyes. So we will wait and see how pit stops go here.
Let's see who stays out and who comes in. We know the drivers will stay out to get a bonus point in the bag there, but I think we're going to see a lot of takers here coming into pit lane, and definitely so. BSR Chevy Chase is going to be leading that field down to pit lane. Looks like Chris Hart has pulled the car off the track there. They put that car behind the wall and to the garage there. Car number 112 is done for the day. What was a promising run, Chris Hart has ended early on at Dover. What a shame for him.
That is a tough break. Hopefully nobody tells him that I picked him to win the race.
I'll tell him. Just kidding.
Looks like Pockets, Larry, Jimmy Dale, they have all stayed out and have not headed down pit road yet.
I just looked at a pit lane. Rick Johnson lost a lot of spots down there, so I think he might have overshot his pit stall there, might have had to repair some damage, possibly a black flag as well. Not quite sure what happened to that 193 machine there, but Rick Johnson definitely one of the biggest losers out on the track there in terms of pit road positions.
Now we see Pockets and Hot Rod heading down pit road. So it looks like Jimmy Dale gonna grab a bonus point here. Axel Foley in the booth. Axel, how you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
We're doing good. We're enjoying your flip-flop paint job, and looks like you're having a pretty good run tonight.
I'm enjoying my setup very much. I'm enjoying this Dover race. Thank you. I just want to say thank you to Drunken Cow Jerky and the Medicine Chest for putting this on, because I'm having a blast.
Well, we wanted to thank you for the pre-race national anthem.
I enjoyed that very much, and I was thinking about recording another one so you guys have something fresh to play for the crowd out there.
Oh, we would definitely appreciate that, and look forward to anything you're able to lay down. How's the music business going lately?
Oh, fantastic. Teaching, recording, playing out, having a good old time. I'm going on tour in a couple of weeks in November, and it should be a good time.
Alright, well, we see the lights are going out on the pace car. You guys are going to go back to racing. We'll let you get back up there, and good luck with the rest of your race.
I appreciate you having me, Pony Express. You guys are awesome. Thanks again, and I'll hopefully talk to you at the end of the race.
Alright, good luck.
Thanks, Buzz.
Here we go. Chevy Chase, your race leader. He's going to be starting on the inside. Axel going to be on the outside. We got Rick Craddock, Texan, now back up in the mix. Going to be restarting on the second row.
Yep, you're right indeed there. Texan will be starting fourth there in that second row. BSR SS Joba will be starting fifth there. We haven't really talked about that 56 there. He's been a top 10 car all race there, but he's just been relatively quiet on the grid here. But we have to wait and see where this restart will file out in terms for the leaders and the rest of the field here. Some will lose track position, some will gain here. This is a good opportunity to gain some spots here and lost ground.
Here we go. Pace car's off. It's going to be lap number 74 when the green flag flies. Really good start for Chevy Chase there.
He's nailing those restarts really well there. Certainly good response time from that 096 there. And Rick Craddock's going to try and take second just like that. And he's now going to go for that lead. He's got an excellent run off of turn 2.
Oh,
and
man.
Texan smacks the wall.
Texan smacked the shit out of the wall there.
Hella smacked it. That's going to be a lot of right side damage to that 201. He got loose there. Look how loose he got.
Now he's on the apron.
And he's in the
smacks
wall
it again.
I think that turn 2 hit was pretty vicious there.
That's going to
Look
allow
at the right
Joba,
side. It's caved in a bit.
Joba and Momo to get by. Nelly and Rick Johnson going to try and get through there as well. No, Texan gets back in line behind Momo there. Back up front, Chevy pulling away and Axel closing in on Rick Craddock.
Yeah, Rick Craddock made a mistake in the first corner again. I saw him hit the apron there, but not trying to do it again there. Craddock's now going to try and reel in Chevy Chase. Pretty much, it's been the 096 show here as well as the 22. Those two have been the cars that have been leading pretty much a majority of this race so far. But right now, sitting in that third spot has been Axel Foley. Been definitely a third place car, but look at SS Joba running in that fourth position. What a great run for him.
Man, he was sideways coming off of turn 4. He is driving the wheels off of that 56 car.
He's right there with that top 3, so he's kept in touch with Foley there. Look at the middle of that corner. Definitely a good car. This 56 is. They might have made some adjustments in pit lane, and Foley loose off of turn 4.
He's able to gather it back up though. Keeps it off of everything, gets back on the track, and he's still in P4.
Yeah, but that's going to give some time for Texan to catch that 47 now. Even though he smacked that wall, that car is still pretty wicked fast at the moment.
So now Joba up to P3, not far behind Rick Craddock.
Craddock had a great exit off of turn 2 there. Chevy Chase still defending that inside groove there. But what a run that Craddock has. He looks like he's better off in exit speed compared to this 096. So I think Chevy Chase might be better in entrance, while Craddock is better at the exit.
We are riding on the roof cam of Joba's car, watching that battle for the lead unfold in front of him.
Craddock tried to look low there.
Joba running this patriotic Wounded Warrior project paint scheme.
That's a beautiful scheme too.
Oh, Joba on the apron.
Don't hit that wall. He didn't hit that wall there, but that's going to give some time for Axel Foley behind him to gain some ground there. But yeah, Joba's doing a good job there. He was in the top 10 throughout most of this race so far. And well, looks like we have gotten ourselves to that halfway point there.
Yeah, just past halfway here in this Thursday night Cup race at Dover. This is round number 3 of the chase. And since we are just past halfway, that means it's time for the Pony Express Broadcast Network tradition. We always do a veteran salute around the middle of every race that we do, and so we're going to go ahead and cue that up for you now. On behalf of all of us here, thank you to all of the veterans and their families for your service and your sacrifices. We hope you enjoy this veteran salute. We'll be right back.
My dearest son, it's almost June. I hope this letter catches up with you and finds you well. It's been dry, but they're calling for rain, and everything's the same old same in Johnsonville. Your stubborn old daddy ain't said too much, but I'm sure you know he sends his love. And she goes on in a letter from home. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared and our boots ain't muddy, and they all laugh like there's something funny about the way I talk when I say mama sends her best, y'all. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work. And it keeps me driving on, waiting on letters from home. My dearest love, it's almost dawn. I've been lying here all night long, wondering where you might be. I saw your mama and I showed her the ring. Man on the television said something, so I couldn't sleep. But I'll be alright, I'm just missing you. And this is me kissing you, X's and O's, in a letter from home. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared they take it hard, 'cause I don't read the good part. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work. And it keeps me driving on.
Yeah, Rick Johnson, it's crazy, man. I'm still shaking.
Dear son, I know I ain't written. I'm sitting here tonight alone in the kitchen. It occurs to me I might not have said it, so I'll say it now. Son, you make me proud. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared and our boots ain't muddy, but no one laughs, 'cause there ain't nothing funny when a soldier cries. And I just wipe my eyes. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work. And it keeps me driving on, waiting on. Letters from home.
We are back, just about to go green. Joba, your leader, Momo on the outside. Gonna go back to green flag racing here. You saw right when we started the veteran salute the leader, Chevy Chase. He wrecked.
There was also a pit road scuffle with Axel Foley. I think he spun the tires there, and under caution, there were a lot of drivers that kind of collided with each other, just trying to really just check up on terms of positions there because of the cycle pit stop seeing slightly messed up there. Obviously the one to go signal here, BSR SS Joba is your leader. He actually ran the fastest lap so far with the 22.873. Pace car is off. Joba will be leading us down here to start lap number 89. Here we go, back underway here at Dover, the Monster Mile. Clashing out again here, BSR Momo will file back in line. He will go to that inside groove for second. Otherwise, BSR SS Joba still holding on to that lead there. BSR Momo quietly running in that second spot. He's been in some wrecks early on, but he's certainly trying to prove his worth here. He's got a huge run on that outside groove there. He's going to now try and get around that 56 as soon as possible here. But wow, what a run Momo's having right now. He's on that upper groove there, not able to make it work. Gets loose off of turn 2.
Let's see, Axel Foley mired back in 11th, Craddock in 10th, Chevy Chase back there in P7. Our top two in points, Texan running 3rd, Terry Scott running 5th. As they run right now, they would leave here with a tie.
Yeah, it's just how competitive these drivers are going to be here in these couple of races here. And they're all running out. You're going to be running out of time if you want to. You're further down in points. You've got to be consistent and be ahead of those drivers ahead of you in points as soon as possible if you want to get yourself in contention for a championship here. As you see about here, Rick Craddock now trying to get around Nelly on the inside there for the 8th position.
Meanwhile, look at this battle that we've got for 4, 5, and 6. Rick Johnson, Terry Scott, BSR, Magoo.
Yeah, a lot of different faces are within that top 5 there that we haven't really seen become up front as much. SS Joba certainly now becoming habitually up front now in this race. BSR Momo, he's been in a couple of wrecks like I mentioned earlier. He's running in that second spot, but Texan reeling him in at a turn 4 there. Excellent corner there, and Texan takes second away.
Must not be too much right side damage on that 201 car. We saw him smack the wall on back-to-back laps earlier in the race.
I bet you he repaired that under that caution, a couple cautions back there, so it's not really going to affect the aerodynamics of that 201 there, but I think Texan's going to be on a charge. He ran a faster lap than Joba that time around, so pay attention to possibly the intervals there that we could see from BSR Texan.
Meanwhile, though, Rick Johnson, Terry Scott, Magoo, they have all caught Momo for 3rd place.
I don't feel Momo has the fastest car there. He's kind of been struggling with the handling of his race car there. It looks like he's tight in that center there. Rick Johnson's going to try and look low there. Not able to make it work at a turn 2 there. That was a bit of a tight spot there. A tight situation there. Rick Johnson is going to have to patiently make his way around that 54.
Joba really pulling away as Rick Johnson gets by Momo on the outside, takes over P3.
The 54 is pretty much holding up a lot of those cars right behind him because that has brought in Chevy Chase and Rick Craddock. Those are basically the two fastest cars we saw front pretty much throughout most of the race until they collided. And they're going to now try and see this as an opportunity to pounce on those 3 cars in front of them.
We'll see what kind of lap times Rick Johnson is running here at the line. See if he's closing in on those front 2. Looks like last time by, Texan was the fastest car by 1/4 of a second. This time by, it is Rick Johnson.
You can see all those cars near the back just getting around BSR Momo. He's pretty much a sitting duck there. That 54 car definitely not good in this run. Maybe not, they're a bit off and maybe in the setup here as he's going to file back in front of Axel Foley there.
So Terry Scott, our points leader, up to P4. Texan running in 2nd place. They would still leave here in a tie if the race ended now. We have just crossed the 100 lap point, so we have less than 60 laps to go in this race. This is Dover, the DrunkenCowJerky.com Thursday Night Cup Series at Bomb Squad Racing, round number 3 of the 10 race chase.
You saw BSR Chevy Chase just got around Magoo there, and Rick Craddock's going to try and follow on suit here. He's got a good run off of turn 4. Magoo way up high in the marbles there, and looks like Craddock's going to have the run here, and Magoo immediately lets him go. He knows that 22 is a very fast car.
Back up front, Joba has pulled out to almost a 2-second lead. But Rick Johnson now quickly closing in on BSR Texan, and he's got Terry Scott right behind him.
It looks like Terry Scott actually ran a faster lap than Rick Johnson. Those 2 cars looking very consistent. BSR Chevy Chase ran a 23.3. Apparently, as of right now, 23.392 to be exact. So he's faster than all those cars in front of him. So I think those fresher tires kicking in here, and he hit the wall, I think, out of turn 4 just a bit there. That's a bit of damage to that 096 there.
Looks like Texan now has picked up the pace with the pressure from behind.
Yeah, but Rick Johnson immediately just caught him on that outside line there. He decided to go low. And Johnson now up to second now, and he's going to chase down SS Joba, Rick Johnson to second.
Chevy Chase now coming back into the picture. He is up there in the top 5 after wrecking as the race leader.
Oh, Rick Johnson got loose off of turn 2, and Texan takes the spot back there. Here comes Terry Scott on the outside line, and he takes third away from Rick Johnson. Johnson fights back, not able to get it down there, and Chevy Chase is right there.
That's probably going to allow Joba to perhaps extend his lead a little bit. No, it actually has not extended his lead. Texan now less than 1 second behind Joba. Terry Scott though looking low on Texan.
Yeah, definitely a good corner entry for Terry Scott there. Texan up the racetrack there. Remember, these two are points contenders coming in here. Chevy Chase as well. That's the top 3 in points right there. In sequential order there. And Terry Scott still running faster laps than SS Joba there. So I think Joba's going to be a sitting duck here once Terry Scott catches that 56 machine. And he gets loose off of turn 4 again. And that's going to cost him a lot of time.
Yeah, here comes Terry Scott looking high. I don't think that's going to work. Now he just does the crossover. He's looking low and he's going to take the lead. Terry Scott, our points leader, is now leading this race.
Yeah, but here comes Joba down the inside trying to do a crossover move, but Terry Scott shuts the door on the 56 there, and Chevy Chase is now up to third there. So that 096 is coming back. He's probably angry from the accident earlier. Gets around Joba quite easily. Same thing with Rick Craddock there, as it's pretty much set here for Terry Scott. He's taking the lead away, but Chevy Chase is going to be reeling him in as well.
Wow, Joba just got passed by 5 cars there. Not sure what's going on with the 56.
I want to bet you the tires are kicking in here for that 56. Might have overused them.
Well, and my guess is also that he only took 2 tires.
That too. That's a good area. Good potential strategy there, but that's definitely not working for him right now.
No, not on a long green flag run like this. This is the first time we've had a run go this long. Look at this. Terry Scott going to put Momo a lap down. Momo restarted on the front row, and now he's the first car to go a lap down.
You see Chevy Chase has closed in on Terry Scott there out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. And you see he breaks in a bit. Actually, that's off a bit early. You notice that. And watch the exit that Chevy Chase is going to get. Look how close to the bumper he's going to get on him. And just like that, Chevy Chase has taken the lead away from Terry Scott. What an excellent move from the 096 there. Definitely has one of the better setups on the track here. And Rick Craddock's now going to look out at the bottom here. He's diving into turn number 1, and he takes the spot away from Terry Scott. And now Rick Craddock is now in the runner-up spot here. He's now going to try and run down the 096. It's going to be those two yet again that are going to be battling it out here. Rick Johnson in 4th there. Quiet run for him. But what a run here. Chevy Chase certainly recovering from the accident earlier on.
Rick Craddock as well. Those two, they were running 1st and 2nd when they got together and wrecked. And now they have charged through the field on this long green flag run. They're back in 1st and 2nd. Closing in on only 40 laps to go.
I think you might have noticed the 096 actually smacked the wall for turn 2 there, so that's going to give Rick Craddock some time to gain here. Terry Scott not really losing touch from those top 2 there, as now they get around Axel Foley. Looks like Foley went for a pit stop there.
Yeah, looks like pit stops have begun with about 40 to go. My guess is they're probably inside their fuel window and trying some short stops here, but we've got... we have one more commercial break for you. This is going to be the Medicine Chest, sponsor of tonight's broadcast. We will be right back.
For over 80 years, Medicine Chest Pharmacy and Camera has been the longest operating independent pharmacy in White Bear Lake, Minnesota. It offers a full-service pharmacy, gift shop, and camera store. Medicine Chest is known for its customer service and priding itself on the careful delivery and explanation of prescription drugs to its customers. Located inside is Sun Color Photo, a professional photo processing center offering digital prints, photo enlargements, photo restoration, video and DVD transfer, and much more. Also located inside is the Polar Bear Store, White Bear Lake's only source for concrete polar bears. The Polar Bear Store has concrete polar bear statues from 6 pounds to over 600 pounds. The gift shop also offers a full line of Hallmark cards as well as other Hallmark merchandise and products.
And we're back. Chevy Chase, still your race leader. Rick Craddock closing in.
That time around, Craddock ran 2/10 faster. Then Chevy Chase there hit the apron a bit off of turn 2 there, but these two are pretty much going to be the guys that we're going to have to look out for here. Everybody else is kind of just a bit off compared to them. Oh, looks like Brain Fade actually just passed BSR Texan for looks like that 4th spot there. So we haven't really talked about Brain Fade that much this race. He's kind of one of those quiet contenders there. And looks like pit stops are coming in. BSR Texan now coming in a bit too shallow hot there. And he enters just fine there. Luckily he saved that car. And as well as Craddock, he came in as well.
"35 laps to go. Chevy still out there running."
Terry Scott's coming in.
Looks like Texan now just coming off of pit road.
He'll be able to take one of his laps back from Chevy Chaser. He got out just in time too. That was a lucky break for Texan there. So I think he's going to be shuffled to a lap down from what I recollect there. And it shows, yeah, he's going to be a lap down there. So we're going to see those drivers on newer tires overtake that 096 there. And he looks like he's going to be pitting this time around. So it looks like Jimmy Dale's got to be careful there. But BSR Chevy Chase certainly coming in here. Certainly one of the dominant cars today. He's got to execute this stop perfectly if he wants to keep that lead.
Chevy makes his way down to his box. Chevy very good at green flag pit stops. We'll see if he's able to come out of here still with his lead intact.
He stayed out for plenty of laps on the track too though, but I think the max you can lose is possibly 2 laps though, or at least 1. But Chevy Chase doing an excellent job there on the track. Obviously we mentioned him, he had issues there in turn 1 after getting contact with the 22 there. And speaking of Craddock, he does lose some time to that 22 there, but I think with those new tires, that's definitely gonna kick in after a couple laps.
Looks like Pocket's being shown as your race leader. He has not made his pit stop yet. 30 laps to go. Rick Johnson on pit road now. There is the 38 car who is still not pitted.
I think he might be banking on a caution here, so I think that's what BSR Pockets might be doing here. Not quite sure what that strategy could be. It's a risky one, but BSR Pockets certainly trying to make something happen here with staying out and maybe stretching that fuel load here, but he's eventually going to have to pit sooner or later.
As Terry Scott goes by him on fresh tires. We see Rick Johnson coming off of pit road. These guys are just flying by that 38 car.
Remember, he's on a lot older tires too, and he's way up the track, so I think those tires are so worn out. He just can't get the car to turn whatsoever there, so BSR Pockets, he's losing so much time on the track.
But yeah, at this point, these guys are all getting their lap back, so there's no point in staying out there for a caution.
You never know, we've seen things happen in several tracks where a caution does come out during a green flag pit stop run there, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be the case here today, but right now, it's just the 38 is just such a sitting duck out there.
Here we go, 24 laps to go in this race. Live from Dover, the Monster Mile. Who will conquer the monster? It looks like Rick Craddock is going to be your leader once Pockets makes his pit stop. Craddock, about a little over a second ahead of Axel Foley.
Now Foley, remember, he pitted pretty early in the race too, so the tires are going to be a bit worn. It looks like he's clutching a bit, so he's going to be trying to save some gas here. So they might be a bit short on fuel here for this 47 car.
Yeah, some of these guys pitted with about 42 to go. I don't know what the fuel window is, but it's probably pretty close there.
38 says they'll be pitting this time around, so BSR Pockets will be coming in, so that will give the lead back to that 22.
Yeah, and it looks like Rick Craddock now has a 3-second lead over Axel Foley, so Rick probably hoping this race stays green.
And most certainly so.
Rick Craddock pulling away from Axel Foley.
Yeah, but just remember, Terry Scott just got around that 47 as well, so Terry Scott's going to be on the charge here. Rick Johnson's on newer tires. He's a lap down, though. Chevy Chase, he's on probably the freshest tires of all of them in terms of cars on the lead lap, so Chevy Chase is going to have to get his way around Axel Foley there. He got held up a bit in the turn 1. And here he comes off a turn 2 thundering run down the back straightaway, and he blasts by Axel Foley.
That time by Rick Craddock, 20 laps to go, a 4-second lead over Terry Scott. Terry Scott going to have to make up some serious ground here or hope for a caution.
Looks like BSR Texan's gonna go underneath the 47 there, and he takes the spot away. Foley lets him go.
Let's keep an eye on these lap times here. See how Terry Scott is running in comparison to Rick Craddock. That time by Craddock gained another half a second. He's now 4.2 seconds ahead.
Yeah, and Chevy Chase just got around Terry Scott too, so Chevy Chase, those fresh tires are definitely kicking in. So much grip with those new tires too. And he's certainly running probably a lot faster laps than Craddock indeed there. So yeah, I think Chevy Chase will catch him in a couple of laps or so, but it's going to be close.
So here we go, Chevy 4.4 seconds back. Waiting for timing and scoring to update here. There we go. Chevy gained half a second. He is 4 seconds behind Rick Craddock, but only 15 laps to make up those 4 seconds if we stay green.
I think the amount of laps the tires have been weared is going to be a factor here, because remember, like I said, Chevy Chase, he stayed out, I think, about 5 to 7 laps more than most of the leaders there. I don't quite remember, but like I said, he's in a catbird seat of possibly getting victory there. He's 3.44 seconds behind Rick Craddock there. Craddock's just doing a fantastic job there. Like I said, it's just been the 22 and the 096 show here at Dover. They know how to conquer this monster here, but only one of them will be the victor.
Rick Craddock's going to have some problems if this continues. Chevy gaining almost half a second a lap. Chevy is going to have a...
Oh, trouble! 103 spinning around turn 3. Is that going to bring out the caution? No, it does not.
Oh, now it does. Now it does. No. He's just going slow. He's not around, so it does stay green. That nearly took out the race leader.
Yeah, I saw him spin in a turn 3 there, so I'm not quite sure why the caution didn't come out. I expected one, but yeah, Chevy Chase now on the charge here. He's definitely gained so much time on Rick Craddock there. Craddock's going to be a sitting duck, but he's going to have to defend that position there. And that's going to be a good battle for the lead.
103 in front of him just cost Rick Craddock about 2 seconds.
Caution's out now, and it's Jimmy Dale in the wall there. Looks like BSR Momo got collected there, and that's going to change everything here at Dover.
Yeah, at this point, Rick Craddock's probably happy to see the caution so he can get some fresh tires.
I don't think Chevy Chase wanted it whatsoever. If that went green in the end, I think he would have won that.
Oh yeah, Chevy was 3 seconds ahead of Terry Scott. He was putting the lap times down. That was his race to lose, and the caution, unfortunately, is going to give us a about an 8 or 9 lap battle.
So Rick Johnson is going to be the lucky dog. Leaders are definitely coming in. That's definitely what you need to do here at Dover. You don't want to stay out because you'd be definitely a sitting duck here. But yeah, we are reaching the closing stages here at Dover. We'll be probably restarting maybe about 9 laps to go. 8 to go probably, most likely. But yeah, the leaders are coming in. Let's see who comes out first.
It looks like, I believe Rick Johnson is going to be the lucky dog.
Yep, he was the first car lap down.
Let's see if we can get a word from the 38.
He did go in the first time, but he needed to go in the second time by.
The 38 is in the booth.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Doing good.
With that was a long green flag run.
Yes, it was. See me on my tire strategy, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't think it worked out for you.
Well, that black flag is what screwed me.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you got a black flag.
Yeah, I had to go back in. It put me 2 laps down. Now we're discussing wave around procedures, so I'm going to go by next time. Get the wave around. Hopefully something will happen here. I'm still racing quite a few cars back here, so you know that strategy. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Stay out. Hope for the caution. If it doesn't fall, then that's the other side of the sword that you fall on. So how's it going with y'all?
It's going good.
We're having a pretty good time there. We saw a good battle for the lead there. We saw you stay out for quite some time there. You pretty much stretched those tires pretty well.
Well, that's always the strategy for me here at Dover. I'm a firm believer in that. You know, these fast cars, they burn their tires up, and if you just take it easy, you can. Even the fast cars will back up to you when they start getting that tire wear. And if you try to save as much as you can, you see that actually came true. They did back up to me a little bit. and gained a little bit of time, but I killed myself with that black flag. So
Were you speeding, or did you just enter?
I think I sped, but I looked down. I looked down at my tires for just a second to make sure I was correct for my pit crew to get their instructions, and I was actually shocked. I must not have been going but 1 or 2 over. So
It's like 35. This is the speed limit, I believe, right? Or is it 45?
yeah, and it's just anytime you're 35, it's tough to do 35. So I'm gonna do the wave around here and get at least 1 lap back. So
It's been an up and down race for you, hasn't it? So
yeah, I mean it's you get these races that tend to have several cautions. You play that strategy, and sometimes luck goes against you. And there we had that big long green run, and people had great saves. Caution didn't come out, so it is what it is, pretty much.
Yep.
Now we're getting ready to go green here with 9 to go.
9 to go. Yep.
So I've kind of made my proverbial bed. Now I must sleep in it. But anything can happen. So at least I got 1 of my laps back. Still had decent tires.
It looks like pace car is off here. Sorry, we're gonna have to keep you in here for a little bit, but
you're fine.
Chevy Chase will be leading us down. Green flag back in the air there. Rick Craddock had a pretty good start there. Cars spinning the tires there. And there you see Magoo on that bottom lane there, not able to do it, but the battle for the lead is on. Chevy Chase on the bottom of the track there. Craddock up high. Side by side down the back straightaway. It backs down to single file. Texan puts the block on Axel Foley. Caution is out on the track, and that's Hot Rod in the wall. In the back there, they'll be racing it back down. Carnage all over the track there at Dover. And it's still Chevy Chase as your leader.
Boy, 65 hard in the wall back there. Woo!
Yeah, he got some back end damage there. I'm not sure if the stream will catch it there, but yeah, Hot Rod had some rear end damage to that car.
I'm back.
Yep. Yeah, you missed a caution though, so
I see that.
65 hit the wall.
Yeah, no, that was an interesting situation. So my wife comes out in the garage, tells me someone's stealing our fucking grill.
Out of all things, it's a grill too.
Rolling it down the driveway, and so I run out there and cuss out the neighbor, and it wasn't even my grill.
Someone else's then.
Well, it was his grill. He was moving it from his back. We live in townhomes, and so he was moving it from the back of his house to the front of his house. So he had to go around the building, and so he went right by our house. So she thought he was stealing our grill.
Just a misinterpretation then.
Well, yeah, but doesn't help that I just almost got in a fight with the neighbor. Anyways, here we are under caution. Chevy leader, Rick Craddock second. And it looks like we're going to have, maybe a 4-lap shootout here. A caution would end it.
Yep, yes it would. See a couple cars near the back coming in. BSR Momo. These cars are basically a lap down, so that's not really going to matter in terms of lead lap cars there. But yeah, this will be probably a 4-lap shootout here, maybe a 3. We have to wait and see where the pace car lights are going to come off though. It's pretty much been a quiet and, well, pretty much been a good race so far, actually. We've had a rocky start in the first half, but it's kind of calmed down a bit in the second half, but drivers are going to get aggressive here with the last laps coming into play here, and it's BSR Chevy Chase that's still your leader here. Rick Craddock in second. They're double file yet again, and Chevy Chase using that inside groove, but we're going to have to wait and see what Craddock can do. He's got to execute a perfect restart if he wants to win this race. So it looks like we will get ourselves a 3-lap shootout here to decide the winner here at the Monster Mile of Dover International Speedway here. Everybody else looks like they're caught up here. Pace car lights are off here, so that Camaro is certainly waiting to get that car out on the track, and these drivers are going to be eager to find victory here with 3 laps remaining.
Alright, here we go. Pace car's gonna head down pit road.
Yes, there it is, off the track there. BSR Chevy Chase will be leading us down here with 3 laps to go. Who will be victorious? Find out. And here we go, green flag back in the air here at Dover. And Chevy Chase spun the tires just a tad there. Craddock on the outside groove. Here he comes on the upper groove there. Craddock trying to take the lead, and he does. Out of turn 2 they go. Craddock nearly against the wall. Contact made. Side by side into the corner. Into turn number 3. Chevy Chase up the hill. Contact made, and Craddock's into the wall. And collected is SS Joba. And the caution's gonna fly. The race will end.
Axel Foley steals the win.
That's your leader.
Axel Foley wins the race back to the line. And he wins the race.
What a turn of events there. I got on my feet there. You could tell how enthusiastic I got there. What a run at the restart there. And Axel Foley ended up being the one in the catbird seat there. And what a way to end the race there. Unfortunate runs for those 2 drivers again. They collided again on the track. So that's something they're probably going to have a good conversation after this one. Unless they agree that it was good old hard racing. So the white flag is out here. Axel Foley is going to be your leader here. And looks like Chevy Chase will be going to the back, looks like, because of that accident there. And look who's in second. That is BSR Texan. Now with that, Terry Scott third there, Magoo fourth, and Rick Johnson your top 5 there. What a run for some of these drivers here. They definitely got around that calamity at the end there, but what a restart we just witnessed.
So with Texan coming home second, Terry Scott third. That means Terry Scott will leave here with a 1-point lead. Heading into whatever the hell next week is.
Charlotte?
Charlotte, yeah.
Like the real NASCAR schedule, isn't it? So
they do, yeah.
Charlotte, Talladega, Kansas, that's the next round. Next 3 rounds, I believe, so.
Yeah, Talladega is going to be a special Dale Jr. night. Everybody's going to be running Dale Jr.'s red number 8 paint scheme.
Yep, to the checkered flag, Axel Foley takes the victory here at Dover after a wild turn of events on a late race restart. Has brought that 47 in victory lane. We had a chat with him earlier, and I didn't expect that to happen so quickly, though. That was a crazy restart indeed. Looks like Axel Foley's going to try and get around turns 3 and 4. We're going to see if he does a burnout or not. If he can burn it down, that he's just going to run an extra lap around the track here. Yep, he's going to burn it down, it looks like. Axel Foley came into this race 11th in the point standings here, and with that win, that's going to move him pretty far up there, with some drivers struggling like Chris Hart there. Pockets was another one. Hot Rod, Craddock, and Chase obviously having some issues at the end there, but Terry Scott and Texan are still going to be neck and neck here in this championship fight here. We've still got plenty of rounds left here to decide it all, but for Dover, this was an exciting race near the end. That restart was very much unexpected there. We knew there was going to be more aggression, and definitely we saw the case there between the contact with the 096 and the 22.
Alright, we're going to head over to the Drunken Cow Jerky Victory Lane for some post-race interviews here.
Who were faster than me go. I raced him for the position because that's, you know, if you want to race tough, I'm going to race you tough. I didn't touch him. He just got loose and wasn't happy about it, and that's that. And, you know, sorry it happened, but, you know, it is what it is. Appreciate y'all having my back.
Here we are in Victory Lane with our podium finishers. We're ready for some post-race interviews. We're going to go back to front this time, shake things up. Let's start with our points leader, still points leader even after tonight, I believe by 1 point. Terry Scott, third place finish. You had a great run last night as well in the trucks. Tell us about your race at Dover.
Yeah, I had about the third fastest car and really couldn't get out of pit road. Kept getting pinned, and it was just a tough night for us. Hate to see Chevy and Rick get busted up like that. They really were the class of the field. After that long run, you could see I had to let them go. They were just way faster. Good race overall, though. Green flag pit, really had a fun race.
This being round number 3 of the chase, you came into the night 2 points ahead of Texan. You know, as we're closing in on the halfway point of the chase, how much attention are you paying to where Texan is at in relation to you?
Honestly, I'm trying to win races every time I come out here, but to be honest, you know, be a little more honest, I am racing to keep that guy behind me. As long as he's behind me, I'm still going to be the leader.
Well, if my math is correct, you guys both led a lap tonight. He finished 1 spot in front of you. You're still going to have a 1 point lead heading into Charlotte. So you're still doing good, still the points leader. Any shout outs you want to give out tonight?
Yeah, to our main sponsor, www.drunkencowjerky.com, the sponsor of tonight's race, the Medicine Chest, RJ Rusty, BSR, you guys over at Pony Express, Rick Craddock as our sponsor for Real Tech, Hello Sunshine, hello, and the Brian Boyles Trucking, all the people that support us and run the admins, really appreciate their extra time and effort.
Second place finisher tonight, BSR Texan. Texan, you finished 1 spot ahead of Terry Scott. It's now a 1 point difference. You heard Terry say that, you know, he obviously is here to win races, but he does pay attention to where you're at on the track. How much attention are you starting to pay to where Terry is on the track?
I was pretty much watching that all race long, and I'm sure I will be for the next few. I was aware of where he was, and that was my main goal, was just to try and finish in front of him. And I got lucky and was able to do that.
Texan, we saw you earlier in the race get loose and smack the wall a couple times. Did you have any damage on your 201 car?
Yeah, I did. I got damage a couple of times. Slowly but surely, I was making some changes each pit stop and made it a little bit better, but still wasn't able to run with Chevy and Rick. They both had great cars.
Well, we talked to you in the pre-race. You said you weren't a big fan of this place, but you come out of here with a second place finish. Are your expectations, or what are your thoughts on Charlotte next week? Do you like that track more?
Yeah, actually, pretty much all the tracks after this one, I'm pretty decent at most of them. I should be able to hopefully pull off decent finishes, and I'll be watching Terry and where he's at in all those races.
Well, good run tonight. Any shout-outs?
Yeah, I'd like to thank BSR, RJ Rusty, and the Medicine Chest Pharmacy. Drunken Cow Jerky, Pony Express. We appreciate you guys being here. And I think Terry covered pretty much all the rest of them.
And moving on to our race winner, Axel Foley. Axel, we talked to you during one of the cautions. We saw you most of the night. You were in the front. We saw you have a little bit of adversity and have to race your way back up there. Overall, tell us about your race.
It was a heck of a lot of fun. I tell you, when I short pitted, when I saw I had enough fuel, and was praying for something, I wasn't sure what I was praying for, but I wound up coming up to the front of the field, and I knew that those guys were going to pit and get some. They're going to have fresher tires, so I did let them go, and I wound up backing around 5th, and just kind of played it out, got some positions on that last caution. And when the two cars in the front there got together, I believe it was Rick and Chevy, I just took advantage, and it all just kind of worked out. This is one of my top 3 worst tracks, and it did work out for me tonight. I had a blast.
It was definitely a good run. I know you had a little bit of luck there on the last lap, but you know, you were up there in the front most of the night, and the fact that you were in position to capitalize on that means that you were doing something right tonight. I did notice during your burnout that not only do you have Axel Foley on the grill of your car, he is actually driving the car.
Axel Foley is driving the car. That is very true. I can't owe anything to myself.
Well, congrats on the win here at Dover. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Oh, absolutely. Pony Express, thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it. BSR for their hosting these great races. And the Medicine Chest tonight, BSR, Rusty. And, of course, there are other sponsors that help us out throughout the weeks and the years. And Richard Klein for being awesome as Larry Dallas. He's the man. And Dan, thank you guys. It was a fun race. I appreciate it very much.
All right, there you have it. Joining me in the booth tonight was DJ Curtis. DJ, you have any final thoughts on tonight's race?
Well, we had a mixture of wrecks there in the first half, kind of rocky there for some of the drivers there. We saw some struggle. Some continue to kind of not really have the handle of the racetrack there. We saw a good green flag run there. Really excellent job for you guys there. You guys did a great job there. A good racing for the lead there. We saw a lot of collisions there, and then that final restart was what determined the pretty much the outcome there. It was such a shame it ended a caution, but it was just a wild turn of events. I didn't expect that to happen whatsoever. And congrats on that win, Axel. That's one way to win a race.
Yeah, it fell into my lap. I appreciate it, DJ, for sure. That was a little unexpected and a lot unexpected, but a lot of fun for sure.
I think he's still driving with his head hanging out the window.
All right, so that was Bomb Squad Racing's Thursday night, DrunkenCowJerky.com Cup Series, round number 3 of the chase. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We'll be back again live. Well, we'll be back. We're doing the whole chase live, every single race. We missed round number 1, but the final 9 races will be live. So we'll be back next Thursday night, live from Charlotte. We hope you join us next week. Until then, take it easy.